A few months later, he passed. There was a group called Here and Now. They had a popular song called Are You Ready? Quantus brought them to. When Black Girl did I'm a 90s girl, Quantus brought them to Ghana.
Oh, he did a
so
lot.
As a young man who was a DJ at Bam Tavern, I saw all these people coming in to and fro, coming to perform and all of that. So I got some inspiration from Quantus and his brother here, Uncle Ken. So I was certainly looking for a job.
Okay.
At the time, there was no private radio. Our big brother, Radio I, Mr. Okraku-Mantey, had tried. And at the time, ex-president Rawlings wouldn't allow anyone to survive with free media. So you people, you don't respect President Akufo-Addo. You talk anyhow today. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that he's the one who has given you that opportunity. He and his boss, ex-president Akufo. So those of us from that era, if you wanted to get a job on radio, by default, it's GBC that comes to mind, because GBC was the only one. So I used to discuss with Jimmy Quest.
Oh,
hey, Jimmy.
My Jimmy Quest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kwame, you were at
I worked with him. Yeah,
yes,
at City.
Yes. Look, I forgot to.
Yes. Jimmy Quest is my buddy.
Yeah.
So he will come to my house every day, and then Cox Tamaklo too is my buddy. So Cox is actually my man. Everybody knows. So I told Cox that I wanted to go on radio, but this one, I am modest with most of the things I do and I say. But I mean, when you give me my 10 tables, I'll kill you.
Wow.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. You can find out from the people who knew me at the time. Wow. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes. My 10 tables, I'll make you happy. So,
did you have a moniker, a nickname, as in DJ something?
No.
It was just Mark Okraku-Mantey.
I don't think there was ever the DJ tag
then
applied to your name.
No, me in particular.
He didn't have it. Okay.
No.
Nobody ever called him DJ
Mark.
No.
Okay.
It was just Mark.
There's one person who calls me DJ Mark.
Oh, I see.
So later I hear it, I know he's the person. He's Magic Sam in Kumasi.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He calls me because I played with him at Katabaron. So he calls me DJ Mark. So I wanted a job. A young man looking for a job. My father, my late dad, Mantiao, if you are 21 years, you don't belong to his house. He will sack you.
He's from Okraku.
Yes, he's from Okraku.
Is it Wenying?
Yes, Wenying.
Kobo
Bra. Yes. So I needed to Bobra. So I was looking for a job because I saw the time ticking.
Yeah.
I knew I was getting close to 21. So I discussed with my brother Cox. Jimmy said, let's go to GBC. Let's go and try. We went to GBC. At the time, Jennifer Crowell, what's his full name? Jennifer Nate. Jennifer Japan or something, but later on married Henry. So it became Jennifer Nate. And then we met Kofi Ajololo.
The actor?
Yes. Kofi was a radio presenter.
Yeah.
Yes.
At GBC. Yeah.
Musician, presenter. Because he used to come and play at Bam Tavern as a trumpeter.
Wow.
Yes. So Kofi said, what are these young men? He said, we're looking for. So Jimmy was the one who knew some people there. So Jimmy went to them and said, we want to play. They said, no, we don't have certificate from GBC, from GIJ. So they were not going to employ us. At the time, that was the status quo. If you didn't have a certificate from GIJ, it was difficult going to get a job.
Yeah.
That was their definition for radio.
Yeah.
Minimum requirement.
Yes, you should come from GIJ. So most GIJ people had good, like Kokubu Fajiman, Pacheco. They all had good jobs at GBC because they had come from GIJ.
Yeah.
So I told Jimmy that, GIJ dear, that way in the Kwaku in here, I have a judgment. Charlie, I'm fat. So Ajulolo, he reminds me of that every time. He says, look, young men like you don't belong here. GBC, they will give you older poor. Me, I'm here. I know you people, I can see that you want to do some modern stuff. Go and look for some other, but GBC, they will not take you. They will not accept you here. So we walked from GBC to my house in Cantonment. And I tell people every time, we had this gobe. That time it wasn't called Gobe, Gary and Beans, opposite Aquinas. We had to go and buy some because walking from GBC to my house in Cantonment, we had definitely lost a lot of calories. We needed to replenish. So that was what we could afford. And my father, people think that people who live at Cantonment some of our parents were tough. He will not allow you to enjoy some of the things you thought that because you live here, you should feel bourgeois. No.
Mark, let me catch you here. This one is from Gifty Auntie. She says Mark is referring to Jennifer Ejapon. She's in the US now.
Yes, Jennifer, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Kwame, say hi to.
Yeah. Gifty Auntie is listening to us right now.
Yes, and ask her about the GBC one if what I'm saying is untrue. They know. Jennifer, I'm sure, Gifty, I'm sure she also went to GIJ. That's why she landed the job there.
Yeah.
So, Kofi Ajololo told us to look for options because GBC wouldn't accept us with IGIJ. Again, we were too useful for GBC.
Okay.
Yes. And you can call Kofi Ajololo. He will tell you.
Yeah.
Then I went to my house.
She has confirmed. She attended GIJ. Jennifer. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to my house to go and think about myself. Then my brother calls me and said that one man had come to CHM. CHM meant Combined House of Music.
Yeah.
Yes. Owned by one Danny Blue. And Danny Blue's father used to run a farm business, pineapple farm called Combined Farms.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they were very popular. Big business in the 90s. So the son also used the same Combined for Combined House of Music. That's the first digital studio in Ghana. Samir Awani was there. Later on, Zabmale took over.
Okay.
So Cox was working with CHM because his friend was Danny Blue. And one Mr. Chum had been there to produce jingles. And Cox heard. So he called me and said, one Chum had been here saying that he was setting up a radio station. I said, hey, Cox, it cannot be true. JJ Rollins will not allow anybody to set up a private radio station in Ghana. It's not true. He said, oh, but this one says you produce. Okay. He who is down shouldn't fear a fall. Me, I don't have a job. So so Cox says, I'll talk to the man and see if you allow you to come. So anytime you see that time, no mobile phone. So you are waiting to hear the landline in the house ring. So the moment you hear the call, and that line doesn't show who is calling. But this time, because you know Cox Samaklo might call, I became the receptionist of the house. Any phone call, you rush to go and pick and see if it's Cox. So one of them was Cox and said, I've spoken with the man. He says that you should meet him at CHM tomorrow. This time, that time. So you can imagine a young man looking for a job. If you're hungry for a job, you know what that means. I rushed to CHM the following day, sitting, waiting to see me, one Mr. Kwesichum. Then one Kwashi came with one Mazda pickup. He said, and we all know Kwashi.
The driver?
Yes, the driver.
Oh, yes.
Late Kwashi.
Oh,
yes.
late Kwashi. Yes.
Said, he's very raw. I can't kebaba. I can't kebaba. I said, oh, so that's the driver of the man Kwesichum says. Oh, I wanted to see Kwesichum. He says, the driver. That very day, no, okay. Let me follow him. He too, I said, we are going to Ajankote. Do you know the? I said, no, I don't know Ajankote. He said, you let's go. It's around Pantine.
Aboko beside.
Yeah, some mountain or some hill be like that. So I followed Kwashi. We went to. So Cox Samaklo didn't come with us because he didn't want to work for Joy FM.
Oh.
Because he had a job at CHM and he was fine.
Okay.
So he was pushing for me. So I went. Then this man, they came. There were two. I couldn't tell who was the Kwesichum. Finally, the Kwesichum was the one wearing the shorts. With his slippers, as usual, unassuming. He said, yeah, my name is Kwesichum. I hear you have something to offer. I said, yes, my name is Mark. I'm a DJ. Say, DJ. Oh, my kind of mean here. I'm going for certificate for DJ, mra. This man, ba. Certificate for DJ. Let me go find. And I told him, no, I'm a DJ. I don't have any certificate. DJs, we are streets. We don't have certificates. When I hear Satawale say he's street. We live in the street before Satawale came. DJs, almost every DJ, you learn it in the street. Today I hear people have DJ schools. They are teaching people how to DJ.
Yeah.
By now time, you learn it in the streets. So Kwesi say, so how do I employ you? Because I know his orientation was that you must have a certificate to get recruitment for a job. So he says, but if you don't have a certificate for a DJ, how do I employ you? I said, try me. They said, okay, so if I should try you, do you have any background? Have you worked with some company before? Something? I said, I'm a DJ at Bam Tavern. Bam Tavern. I said, yes. When? I said, currently, I'm the DJ at Bam Tavern. Then he says, Bam Tavern, then you must be good. That was a reputation for Bam Tavern.
Yeah.
So guys, don't look down on your former employments or companies that you worked with. Because Bam Tavern changed the dynamics.
Yeah.
Because he said that he asked Mr. Chuma at the time couldn't go to Bam Tavern. Yes. That was the level of Bam Tavern. So he said, do you, this small boy, you are a DJ at Bam Tavern? I said, yes.
We don't know.
Yes. Fifi Simpson, and I quote him, Fifi Simpson.
Fifi.
Yes. He said the first time he went to US, he met an immigration person who said he knew him. And he said, no, you can't know me because this is my first time in US. He said, no, I know you. So this immigration man had to scan finally and settle that, are you are from Ghana? He said, yes. He said, I came to Ghana some months ago. You were the DJ at Bam Tavern.
Fifi's Quantus cousin.
Yes. So that was the level of Bam Tavern. Every big man you know in this country goes to Bam Tavern. Yes. That was why I met my late uncle P.V. Obing.
Okay.
Tornado.
Yeah, Tornado. I didn't know him at the time.
But he was regular at Bam Tavern.
You know, I was not into politics. I wouldn't know him.
No. He was not at that time.
As a young DJ, you know, I wouldn't know Tornado.
And even at that time, there was no MPB NDC.
Yeah.
I'm talking
It
about
was
the
just
late 80s.
PNDC.
Yes.
Yeah. The late 80s, I wasn't at Bam Tavern.
Okay.
Yes.
When did you come to Bam Tavern?
Your DJ at the time, I'm sure, was Abontina. Abontina was the
did you come
DJ.
to Bam Tavern?
I came to Bam in
It must be
3 years
90s.
before 1995. Yes, early 90s.
Before you
After my
started.
second, yes, because I finished Form 5 in 1991.
Okay.
When I joined Bam Tavern, I started Katabaram 91, 92. So I joined Bam Tavern like 93. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. So I constitute said if it's Bam Tavern, I'll try you. I got test transmission job. So I went to meet one Sasu Chum. He was a relative to Mr. Chum. Sasu is in the US now. So myself, Sasu, then Cox says he'll come and help me with the test transmission.
Okay.
So Cox also came to join just to play, but not to look for a job. No. So Cox fell in love with the team. So at the time, I didn't know Tommy and Enforcing, my boss was not in. Gabi joined later. Dorinando joined later. Who again? Apparently, Mr. Chum was engaging the GBC team in the background.
Okay.
Kofi Chakponu, Dusty, the late Dusty Wayne, Tommy and Enforcing to come and join us. When we were doing the test, these people were not coming to play. They joined like a month later. So Gabi, Ajete, they all came to join later. So the test there, it be myself,
Wow.
Cox Tamaklo, Sasuchum, then Joe Diggy.
Joe DeGraft Aiken.
Yes.
Peace FM.
Yes, Joe Diggy was part of the test. Yeah. And then late, Atu used to work with V103. Then one Godfred Ma. Yes, he came to see me in the ministry somewhere last year, so I know he's around. Yeah, so that was how we started. We had our own issues in the beginning. When the Tommies and things came, they thought the kind of music that we're playing, they didn't like it and all of that. So, yes, we were asked to go home.
Were you?
Yes,
You were asked to go home?
Yes,
After how many years?
after months.
After a month.
Yeah, after months.
Months.
They said that we were not trained professionally, so we should go home. We're just DJs from the streets. So you can talk to Mr. Chum, he'll tell you.
So
we were asked to go home.
So you
So we went.
spent a month, months.
After months.
Months
yes.
here.
When the Tommy and Enforcing and the
Started.
rest joined us, they asked us to go home because they were professionals. We were not.
Wow.
Yes, and then you know what happened? The listeners revolted, said the sound had changed. So Mr. Chum knew that it was the old team that had gone home, that had brought the change. So they had to bring us back.
So you came back. They brought you back.
Because you know what? At the time, I was in a business with Kwantusu's younger brother called Ija Akayunsu.
Yeah.
Yes, Ija was my buddy. Ija and Kweku. Kweku is now a chief in Cape Coast. I met him the last time.
Kweku, yes.
Yes, Kweku Akayunsu. Ija, we used to sell records. Ija brings the records and I do the selling. My brother Kwame Chumbuafo, anytime the songs will drop, he will send me from Kujo Chumbuafo's younger brother. He will send me the songs from Abuchi there because it wasn't easy getting.
So
some
that
of
was
these
how
songs.
you had your songs.
Yes. So I would play it first. At the time, the people who played first, we were three. George Brun,
Okay.
Where was your?
Charles Bosman.
You're talking later, crowd.
Yeah, that was my time.
His time.
Your time. You.
No, I'm saying, are you talking the Joy FM time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Jeff.
Because the guys you've just mentioned
Yes.
were with us at Groove.
Yes.
George Broom.
Yes.
And
So I'm talking
Giles.
about at the time. This time there was no groove.
Yes. Groove came a few months after
Later.
Joy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So but I'm talking about people in town. If you are looking for people who could give you the latest songs.
And you know what? Okraku-Mantey walked into my house one day.
This matter. It's a serious matter.
Is it a serious matter?
Yes, Okraku-Mantey. I was not working with Joy FM at that time, and Groove
Okay.
had not even started.
Yes.
Okay.
At that time, I was home one day. I had not long come from the UK.
Yes.
I was home one day when Mark, because I knew him at Bam Tavern,
Okay.
walked into my house one morning, Philip, with no less a person than Kofi Chapman.
Yes.
And they walked in there, and he came to see me and he said, Uncle Ken, I know you came to Ghana with a lot of music, LPs. At that time, I'm talking about LPs, not CDs, LPs. And you know, I've told this story before
Yeah.
that I shipped all my LPs. I air freighted all my LPs to Ghana
And it was a pride of a man to have that at the time.
at the time.
Wow.
Yes.
A huge
It was a big
chunk
deal.
of LPs. Mark walked into my house with Kofi Chapman one morning at Kokoma, and he said, "Oh, Uncle Ken, this is Kofi. He does a jazz show
On Joy. Jazz on Joy.
And so I know you have a lot of jazz records. So I've brought him so you can give us some music." So I packed 2 cases. At that time,
racks.
LPs were put in cases,
Racks, yeah.
you know. So 2 of those cases of quality jazz and gave to Mark and Kofi Chapman. To cut a long story short, I never saw my music again.
That's what I said. It's a big matter. When it started, I told you that this is a
They
big
did
matter.
not bring the music back. It's like those who come for books and they never return their books.
This matter,
I was sitting my somewhere. And then Kofi Chapman came and said, "Do you know Ken Dadzie?" I said, "Yes." I hear he has a lot of music. And Kofi Chapman, he loves strictly jazz. So he said that Uncle Ken had a lot of jazz. But he knew that I was the only one who could lead him to open that door. Little did I know that the man will not return. And anytime he talks about this, I feel bad because I led him there. And it's true. And these things happen. Me to the same. Fifi Pratt came to me, took my say and said, "Oh, I'm going to play. I'll bring them back when I'm done with them." Next week, Fifi Pratt was in London.
Fifi.
Records never came back.
as for records,
Yeah.
I tell you.
Joe 99.7 FM, we're here having a conversation with Mark Okraku-Mantey. He is former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture. He is a pioneer of this station. And as we celebrate 30 years of broadcasting, it is right to just, go back, way back into time and then relive some of the old times with them. Uncle Kenny is also right here. There's another person who was part of this family, the Buffalo, Daddy Bosco. Daddy Bosco.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I knew you from the Adam side. When did you join the family? This family. Before I come back to former minister to continue with the conversation.
Okay, so what it is a lot of people don't know that Adum FM, Uncle Ken was saying earlier, for a lot of guys who are either 30 or 40, they don't really know that Adum FM was Groove FM.
Yes.
So Adum FM, it was actually Groove FM initially. In those days that Mark was talking about, I clearly remember because in those days it was Albert Owu on Groove who could match this young man.
Wow.
I'm serious, I'm talking facts. Because in Groove FM, we also had conversations like he was saying. And because Albert was a young guy, and was also playing the clubs, and Honorable 2 was then playing, he mentioned Katabaron. Baron was my classmate at Complex in Birmingham. And
I
then,
actually worked with Albert at Baum.
thank you.
Was mine.
So
Albert
they
also came
took
to work at
they
Baum.
took that rivalry onto radio.
Yeah.
Wow. And those were interesting days. Then in I think 2000, Multimedia bought Groove FM and brought Uncle Ken to
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
we bought Groove and bought you in addition.
not just the frequency. Yes. You bought the human being.
No, but I told you when they came for the discussion
Yes.
of the takeover,
You mentioned yours, your experience.
there were only 3 employees at Groove
Yeah,
who were brought
that's right.
into multimedia.
Yeah.
That was-
Don't say
that was-
brought, we bought you.
You know what I tell my friends?
he has taken
When the assets were bought, then we the human beings were added like Java.
As bonus.
Thank you.
And it was Daddy Bosco, Flora,
Yeah,
and myself.
That's right.
Daddy Bosco and Flora went to
Okay.
Adum, and I came to join.
That's
so I was
right.
the only person from Groove who came
because of his jazz background. I know, like Honorable was saying, Kofi used to play the jazz at that time, but I think Kofi migrated to the US,
Right.
Yeah.
and what you call it, Uncle Ken took over that gig, and then myself and Flora went to Adum. And Flora, every time I tell a story, I'm excited. Because then Katie comes and says, Bosco, well, like a warfare reception here, can I you in AFA sales?
that's how she changed.
That's what happened.
So she was at the reception at Groove.
And at that time we didn't need a reception at Aduma at that time.
Okay.
So and Oluman, sales and things. So he sales.
Great.
And to the glory of God, I'm excited about what Flora has achieved for herself.
Wow.
I think in 2006 or so, she and lawyer Ben, is it? They say, you've forgotten this guy, the macho sales manager, who is now a lawyer. Yeah, no. Papa. Sales manager be what Ben Asamoah or what?
At Groove?
No, Joy here is now a lawyer.
All right.
McBen.
McBen Asamoah.
Okay. McBen and Flora were the top salespersons, and they were sent to Dubai back in the day,
Yes.
Wow, wonderful. It's good hearing all these stories.
He helped
Yeah.
set up Asembatu.
Yes.
Yes.
Very instrumental.
Yes.
Right.
McBen.
Man.
You sandwich me with these 2 Groove FM people. One, I was a DJ at Bam Tavern, and a DJ on Joy FM. George Boone spoke with me to leave Joy FM and come and work with Groove.
Okay.
Because Joy was for old men, and for my kind of person,
You
I should be on Groove. That's where all the boys were.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That was where. But you see, me, I didn't have any.
When music was.
Me, most of them were speaking in. Me,
the accent.
yes, I was a local man. So Uncle Ken had come from UK, UK, George Boone, all of them. George Boone, although he didn't have any, he was half caste, Obroni. So then even the owner was a pilot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lee.
Lee, let's say.
Yeah.
So Lee had to meet me at Bam Tavern that I should leave Joy FM because they needed me to come and do it. I said, hey, Charlie, young man, I struggle, I get this job. Then these people, they want to convince me to go because the people too, they are my people. Woodman, Uncle Ken, Lee Hesse himself, George Boone, Giles Bossman.
Mills,
I mean, everybody that I knew in the music space was on Groove. So to take that decision was difficult. Guess what? Something spoke with me and said, look, this is what I know. To go and start another thing and all of that. Let me just stay. And so when Mr. Chumbo Groove, he actually called me once and said, you see your people, we bought them now. You would have been the first person to sack. Because he knew the group people wanted me. So I played safe by staying. But by the time he bought Groove, I was no longer in the media space.
Oh.
I was doing music production. Yes.
Mark, we'll get to the music production in a bit. 055-1111-997. We're here having a conversation with former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okraku-Mantey, and also reliving some of the old times that he spent during the early days of Joy FM. Joy is 30 this year. We're celebrating broadcasting excellence. Some of your messages have come through. You can also send yours more. 055-1111-997. Let me zap through some of them. This one says, okay, this is a birthday message to Doris Amwesi Ando, who's head of HR, Maranatha Oil Services Limited, and Icon Energy. Have a blast. This one says, if my memory serves me right, I think the show was started by Joe Ernison, if I get his name right, which was purely music, and then Ni Ayi took over and made it a talk show. Michael from Odumase Krobo. This one says, good afternoon, Kwame. My regards to Honorable Mark and Uncle Ken. I'm enjoying the history on Joy of Joy, Aziz. He says, thanks. And then this one says, please tell Mark that such stories he is telling should be in the book form to inspire the current generation. At least a brochure profiling those beginners will do us some good. Memories are expensive. Please, where is Kofi Chaponu? Great discussions indeed on Joy 99.7 FM. Yeah, so these are some of the messages coming through, and Gifty Auntie is also enjoying the show. She says hi to all the panel members or the guests in the studio this afternoon. This is Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show brought to you by MTN everywhere you go, and Superstar Multi-Food Drink. The show is produced by Philip Nine, supported by Anita. Today we're live on our various social media handles, and today we're getting into a bit of life, a bit of, career of Mark Okraku-Mantey, as we also speak to Uncle Ken and Daddy Bosco, who are family to the station. Now, let's come to music production, Mark. At what point did you leave Joy for music production? Which year was that?
I left Joy in 1999.
99, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I released Kokoko in February. So somewhere towards the end of 1999, I had to leave. Because I had become divided in attention. Today, music promotion is not as difficult as our time. You need to travel around the country in a car, and all of that. So sometimes, at the time, my boss was Samens. Samens had issues with me for coming to work late, and all of that. I kept telling him that I come to work prepared. So this 30 minutes and 1 hour and things, it wasn't for me, because as a DJ, I had a music shop as well. People didn't know.
Oh, you had a shop, a music shop?
Yes, at Adabraka. I took over from Wosenata.
Oh.
Skyper.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He had a shop called Music Paradise in Adabraka. And when he was leaving to set up Sky, yes, I took over. And I used to sell CDs and cassettes. At that time, I think my competitor was George Brown, Groove Records. And then Serengeti, City Rock.
Yes. Well, I
Chris Ankra.
Yeah, for a while.
Yes. So by the time I come to work, I have the sound already. But they say you should come 30 minutes, come and sit down, prepare. I'm not doing a talk show. I'm coming to play music. I went to MTN this week, and I asked of some people, and they said they were not around. And they told me that MTN had introduced something called AAW. Anywhere, anytime work. And so some of the people I knew at MTN
Working
today, some of them are even in the US.
Oh.
But they are still employed by MTN. That is where the world is going. I remember when I was on Hit FM, I told Kwesi that this micromanage concept of come and sit by your presenters, come and sit, it was old school. He didn't agree. I'm saying this for him to listen. That this is where the world is going. MTN is doing it. So
You do it.
yeah, you can call them and ask them. They say it's called AAW, anywhere, anytime, work, and it is working. So they didn't at the time. Samens was not comfortable, but yes, at the time there was no virtual, digital and stuff. So I had to leave, and then do full-time music production. And I had seen the route or the route. It wasn't blurred to me anymore. It wasn't ambiguous. I'd seen the path, how to put the things together to make the hits. With Koko, because I had done Achame Bahima.
Okay.
I had done Lord Kenya, Chris Kakara, one I had. And Koko was a song that Rasred did for me as a person. That is why there's a line in it. Ooh, Okraku-Mantey. Yes. So it was some trials and okay, let me do this song for you. You can use it later. Because he didn't believe in that song. Yes, the album title was Mitwain Erade. So the Mitwain Erade was recorded later. So I said I believed in the Koko song. And so I was going to promote it and see. At the time, music promotion to make hit was most of the time around 3 months. But Koko became a hit in 2 weeks. Zap was not in Ghana. Zap had gone to London to record Rexoma Fa. So Zap had to rush back to finish that album because the demand had come earlier than we estimated.
Okay.
Yeah. So Koko came out 2 weeks, bam. I remember Samens telling me that it wasn't going to work because Amache they had released. He said the Kromuncio. And in December, Lumbers Abenwaha was big. And I was going to release Koko 2 months after. And Samens felt that it was too early to compete with these two giants. My instinct told me that I was bringing something that was different. Like Uncle Ken told me earlier on that Koko was very different.
Very, very different.
Yeah, so I said, I'm already down. I do not fear fall. I tell you all the time. So let me just bring it out. So Samens said, if you won't listen to me, try. And I was not allowed to play my own productions on Joy FM. Conflict of interest.
You were not allowed to?
No. So Koko people played it. I didn't play it myself.
But other DJs could play on the same station.
Yes,
but not you.
Me as Mark, no.
Oh, okay.
So my friends helped me, including the people who are sitting next to me here. And I'm very grateful to my media friends who were there for me.
You didn't pay any payo for Koko.
At all?
You didn't get some.
Me, I never asked for payo.
Mark, did you pay Payo then?
I am. If you can, I don't want to say it myself. Find out from the people. They will tell you.
But if I'm telling you there was no
say you
payo
didn't
for
pay payo.
Koko, then you should understand where I'm coming from. Because nobody gave us payo. Look, at the time
Just for
I
that
was
song. Just for that
no.
song.
I was on Groove
the time
FM.
period.
I was on Groove FM hosting the morning show. Gary Bosco was my producer alongside Elvis Kwashi. Back then. Yeah?
Names they come out today.
Daddy Bosco was my ask him. He's sitting here. He was my producer alongside Elvis Kwashi for Groove, Get Going on Groove. That was the morning show that I hosted on Groove.
Along with Rama Brew.
Along with Rama Brew, along with Anita Eskin, along with Anita, what's her name? Tilly Asante, the current
that was the first job.
deputy
Matilda
governor
Asante.
of, yes.
First gig right off
First
GIG.
gig right out of GIJ. I worked with all these ladies, and I'm so proud of them all. Daddy Bosco was my.
So Uncle K didn't get Payo.
No, we never took Bayo on Groove FM.
Maybe you didn't like Payo then. Maybe.
No, we
It
didn't.
was only Mike. Hey,
You were
you
You were doing the work of God, Uncle Ken.
I'm telling you, it was for the love
Mark.
of the music.
Kwame,
Yes.
for every music producer
Yeah.
who knows how to market music in this country very well, you have people you use to market the song. And Uncle Ken was not one of them. No. We have people who have Ghanaian music content every day of the week, and Michael Smith was one.
Michael was one.
Yes. Uncle Ken was not my target to market my music. And you know what helped me when I produced Kokoko? What helped me was that the very month that I started pushing my music, it was just a month or the next month that Peace FM came. So Peace FM needed music because they were just playing music.
Yeah.
And I used Peace
But they were not talking.
That is when you are promoting music, when you get a station doing test transmission, use them. They have their time.
Yeah.
If you give it to Joy FM now, they are not going to talk about GDP and all those things. How many times do they play music the whole day? Now they are now putting John Mahama on the drawing board and all of that. When you're doing test transmission, they don't talk about all those things. So give the music to them. They will play the music for you. By the time you get to know, by 1 month later, the Joy FMs on all these city and all the strong brands will pick it by default because it's a hit in town anyway. That's how you do it. So Groove, Michael Smith was my target there. I don't need the rest of them. Then you go and give it to Parquet. He's going to play amongst jazz music.
Or Wood.
Wood will play R&B.
Wood will play R&B. You get me? So I had my target. One person again who really helped me with Coco promotion was Fifi Pratt.
Okay.
It was a choice?
Yes.
Okay.
And the time choice was very strong. My baby mo. That was his line. And people were going to listen to him. So I had specific people I used. Whether I paid Ayola or not, I don't owe this platform that answer.
That means they want to Ayola.
If you are listening, if you were a DJ then and you are listening and you took Payola from Mark, please send us a message now. 055-1111-997. Mark, how did you fund your music project then, as an executive producer then?
Okay.
Funding.
Okay. I will take my small salary. I was a DJ who played at parties. And my parties really paid me. Because I positioned myself to play for the elites. And they knew what I was going to offer. So they paid me well. I did some savings from there. I had a music shop, like I said, at Adabraka. Put all together, small. And some of my friends were ready to also help me in terms of playing the music for me. I had, like, Love FM. Because Cox Tamaklo was the boss there, it will happen. Whether I have money or not, it will happen. Michael Smith and the Groove FM team. The people wanted me to come and work with them at Groove. So definitely they will support me. They were my friends before media came. They were my people. Woodman, Matador Days. Abetowu, I used to work with him at Bam Tavern. Fifi Pratt himself was a DJ at Glens. Because almost every radio station had a nightclub DJ there. Azigiza was on Joy. So God positioned the right people at the right time for me somehow. My Kwesi Abuaje, DJ Abio from Universe had come to Peace FM. Radio Gold. James said name Boateng.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
James is my brother. Anything I want from James, I will get it. So those of us who do MPP and DC, sometimes it's risky. James is a brother, irrespective of how you see him. He's on the other side, I'm on this side, but he's my brother. So I just got the right people at the right time. Flash Jr., Loving C in Kumasi.
Loving C.
And the Dusty.
Yeah.
And the Dusty, you find him in Kumasi. All these people in the ecosystem helped. Charterhouse, multiple concepts. Yola, I will never talk about my success in music without you. Yes, people do not know. The only chance you will get to appear on GBC was through Agro Waso Chai. Fred Darkon, I remember you on a day like this. They will give you the platform, Charlie. This weekend we are going to play at a Cropon. Which artists do you have? They also needed the artist to juice up the show, Agro. So I had Lord Kenya, I had Dasebre, I had Felix Bell, all of them. So we travel to go and perform on Agro. So that when they show it on the Saturday evening, my artist too will show. And that time, private TV stations, it was It was just Metro or something.
Yeah, just Metro.
So if you get GBC nationwide
With a
coverage,
wider audience
you are
coverage.
gone. Those are some of the things we
Wow.
did too. So I didn't have the record label that had money was Megastar.
Okay.
They had money. Another one that had money was Despite. But when I was entering, my big brother was Kwame Despite was exiting music production. He had gone to just around the time I was entering the market. We was also busy setting up Peace FM. So his concentration.
Were you the one that had the tag the youngest producer?
I was official hitmaker.
Okay.
Youngest producer was
Kwame Mickey. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. This one says Mark was also a taxi driver who was with your FM. Well, I don't know that.
Produced a TV series.
Okay.
And
Yes.
Ifira.
Okay, we get there.
Taxi driver.
Yes, I remember when Shabba Ranks came to Ghana for a concert in the early 90s. That moment lives rent-free in my memory, especially the iconic jingle with the unforgettable tagline, Shabba Ranks in Ghana. Oh my God. My name is Levi Kosa, the Catalyst. The GBC folks brought the old GBC in-house style. Hello, team. Special greetings to Uncle Ken. Kwame Dadzie has shown that he's truly a latter this. That is true. He seems shocked by Mark's submission. This is Ruby. This one says, hi, Kwame. Good afternoon. I'm so proud to be associated with Joy. It is 25 years I've been listening and joining Joy's journey. God bless you for coming my way. Please enjoy your day. Rebecca from Fafraha. The guys included DJ Blow. Yeah. Kwame, I began listening in from day one. I love the jingle that ends with the voice of Gapsters. That's Gabi Ajete. He says, if I say what Joy FM has done for my life, you can't read all on radio. I just want to remember some of the people that have passed through Joy FM. Kosti, Samens, Tommy and Enforcing, Kweku Sechi Adro, Rami Beatty, Sonny Decker, Komlando Moore, Eric DeGraft Akins, Okraku-Mantey, Doreen, and it says the lady who has just been appointed deputy governor and many more. That's Matilda Asante. I can't remember. Okay, so please allow Mark to flow. He's a good storyteller. Fred, OEB Estate. He will be flowing. Don't worry. We are here till 6 p.m. This one says, FM, please publish your story. Kasadie, you people say it's in Frama, so please put it in print. Leave the footprints in the sand. Family, and this one is Koklu Ekropon Equiapim. Congratulations, Joy Pioneers. I'm really enjoying the show. Very palatable and real humble beginnings. May God continue to bless you abundantly. Bob Smith Jr. Good evening, Mark. So, it was you behind the test transmission I enjoyed when I was in the Presbyterian Training College, Ekropon. That's my school too. Then, as a student, when I was almost done with studies in June 1995, great tunes. Ever since my dial is always on Joy FM. My radios mean radio sets. No, only Joy. Both room and car. God bless you all. Great station and wonderful presenters. Credible, fearless, and discerning. Mr. Tovo. GG. Joy 99.7. You can also send in your messages. Yes, do that. 05511-11997. We're still here with Mark, here with Buffalo, Daddy Bosco, and then Uncle Ken. Alright, in the meantime, though, Joy News in partnership with McDown Foundation present the finalists for the 2025 Impact Makers Awards. From after-school programs to mental health advocacy, clean water projects, inclusive education, women empowerment, and more. These are the true agents of change making extraordinary impact in hard-to-reach communities across Ghana. Catch their inspiring stories on Joy News as we honor their efforts in reshaping lives one step at a time. Joy News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by Gold Key Properties, Transforming the Landscape, M&C Group Global, Total Alliance, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, and Latex Foam. your partner for life. The Center for Strategic Philanthropy and Social Investment of the Pentecost University, unleashing transformational philanthropy, research, and innovation for community impact. Philanthropy Ghana, promoting and elevating philanthropy in Ghana. And the Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, inspiring business leadership and economic transformation. The Joy News Impact Makers, celebrating ordinary people, making extraordinary impact. Now let me tell you about the German Ozone Medical Center. It's a leading multidisciplinary healthcare facility with a strong focus on ozone therapy and the core of our clinical approach. Renowned for its therapeutic benefits, ozone therapy is integrated across our medical and dental services to support faster healing, enhanced immunity, and overall wellness. In addition to our specialized ozone-based treatments, we offer comprehensive outpatient care, advanced dental services, and operate as a fully equipped implant center with an in-house and dental laboratory, ensuring precision and efficiency. Our commitment to innovation, patient-centered care, and clinical excellence positions us as a trusted destination for holistic and advanced healthcare solutions. Call us on 055-024-2222 or 055-025-2222, or you can email us at hello@gomc.com.gh. Tomorrow is a Sunday. Do tune in to Joy 99.7 FM for Pentecost Hour with the chairman, Apostle Eric Nyamicha. I have some of your messages still coming through. Kwame, Uncle Ken has been my favorite jazz man since the beginning of Groove FM, and I was privileged to meet him at Groove one day. Uncle Ken will really make you love music, and music, well. Besides music, Uncle Ken is a complete inspiration. Yes, he is. Joy has been and will always be the #1 entertainment show. What's Baby's R&B Countdown got me hooked and always ready with my empty cassette to record fresh tracks. Mark, I remember your music joint at Adabraka Market, you know? So many memories. John B. Mamprubi. And we're still here. We have a lot of memories still to share with you here on Joy 99.7 FM, the Superstation. This is Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. We're back after this.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates gets more from Absa. Digital solutions get more from Absa. Rewards we bring get more from Absa. 5-star treatment get more from Absa. Preferential rates get more from Absa. Easy banking and no ane Absa. Instant loans and no ane Absa. Bank papa party and no ane Absa. MTK account and get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment, preferential rates, amazing rewards, and seamless digital solutions to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an Absa account today and get more. Your story matters. Absa.
Kwame is cooking up the perfect multi-bet, ready to serve to all his friends and followers. He's using Betway's Bet Influencer, a new sports betting feature where he can make money just by sharing his codes. The more codes he shares, the more money he makes. Anyone can be a bet influencer. Another world first from Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
Our mothers carried us, cared for us, and made 100 silent sacrifices. They were our first teachers, first friends, and forever heroes. Just imagine your life without the love, strength, and the sacrifices of your mother. Thank you, Mama. You are truly loved and appreciated. As we celebrate Mother's Day, your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, is asking you to say thank you, Mama, in a way only a queen deserves. Bring your mothers to Joy FM's magical Safari Day Out on Saturday, May 10 at the breathtaking Safari Valley Eco Resort for an all-day experience, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's not just a getaway, it's a full day of love, laughter, and unforgettable joy. Watching Mama smile from the heart. We'll kick things off with a guided wild tour where you'll meet zebras, wallabies, exotic birds, and more. Then explore a world of fun, horseback riding, Segway and bicycle rides, bowling, archery, owari, Jenga, darts, and more. Kids, we've got a full amusement park to keep them happy all day long. And of course, there's the feast, a sumptuous buffet lunch with freshly squeezed juices, followed by tributes to our mothers, photo moments, giveaways, and our grandmother's day cake cutting. And just when you think your heart is full, Kwampa will lift us even higher in music and celebration. Rates: adults 950 Ghana cedis, teenagers 650 Ghana cedis, and 550 Ghana cedis for children. Make payments via Momo to 0593 038 842 and reference Mama. The Momo name is Daniel Boyfiu. Need a ride? You are covered. There will be buses to convey those who may need it at no extra cost. For enquiries, call 0302 216 540. Let's make memories. Let's honor Mama. Let's do this the Joy FM way. Safari Day Out with Mama, because she deserves the world and just a little more.
Mama, you know I love you.
Across Ghana, unsung heroes and heroines are defying the odds to change lives. The search for the next Joy News Impact Maker 2025 is over. Joy News, in partnership with Magdan Foundation, Empowering Futures, Building Communities, announces the 10 finalists for this year's Impact Makers. From Kiseman in the Greater Accra region, Raymond Senyo Amezadu is shaping the future by engaging children in after-school programs, ensuring they have access to quality education. At the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra, Ekuya Sapon is a beacon of hope for children battling cancer, raising awareness and providing resources to improve their quality of life. Through the lens of photography, Geoffrey Kwame Buta empowers students with hearing disabilities in Tamale, giving them a voice and a platform to share their stories. Eric Bwedi Sampon from the Eastern region is recognized for improving educational infrastructure, accommodation for teachers, and providing access to potable water for the Atani Ata community. And in Wa, William Ayaba Akongbagbere has redefined education with a hybrid school system, creating an inclusive environment for children with special needs and diverse backgrounds. In the fight for mental health awareness, Osei Wating is making waves in the Ashanti region with their Wuhunyame Wellness Program, providing crucial support and breaking the stigma around mental health. Portia Dumba from Jindabo in the Savannah region is hailed for empowering women to venture into shea butter production and high-quality cosmetics, fostering financial independence and sustainability. From Susiano in the Ahafa region, Bennett Asante Nkrumah believes that education should not be a privilege but a right, offering free schooling to needy students. Similarly, Daniel Nkrumah is bringing clean water to communities across Ghana with borehole outreach programs that are transforming lives. In Amadaman, Joseph Tete Afangbe is on a mission to promote hygiene awareness in schools and communities, ensuring healthier futures for the next next generation. These Joy News Impact Makers are the 2025 change makers, the problem solvers, the everyday heroes and heroines, reshaping Ghana. The spotlight is on. This year's awards is brought to you by the Center for Strategic Philanthropy and Social Investment of the Pentecost University, unleashing transformational philanthropy, research, and innovation for community impact. Philanthropy Ghana, promoting and elevating philanthropy in Ghana. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. MNC Group Global, totally reliant. German Ozone Medical Center, alternative therapy, dental wellness and beauty. And latest form, your partner for life. Ghana CEO Summit, inspiring business leadership and economic transformation. Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impact.
Feel the excitement. Enjoy the conversation. Come with us on this exciting journey of growth and personal development. We challenge you to break the status quo, step out and do big things. Catch host Reverend Albert Okran as he vibes with CEOs, experts, and change makers. Right here on Springboard, your virtual university. Now showing every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Joy News TV, 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, and streaming online on Facebook and YouTube. You can't miss it. Partners, MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program. A collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners, Joy FM, Joy News TV, and Graphic. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. Here's where we turn around. Want more money, more moolah, more kudi, more sika, or more l'argent?
Yes.
Then win more moolah with 30 Ghana Cedis free credit when you play Game Park's Pick 1 and Pick 4 games for the first time.
How?
Just dial *946#, get your first bet and win on us with a 30 Ghana Cedi welcome bonus.
Oh yes, it's all about the moolah.
Win more moolah with Game Park today. Go to GameParkGames.com for more information. Game Park is licensed by the NLA. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under 18 years.
And you're still right here with Joe 99.7. This is Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show brought to you by MTN everywhere you go on Superstar Multi-Food Drink. Showbiz A to Z is produced by Philip Nine, supported by Anita Tay. Happy 50th birthday to Paul Amatier. May the good Lord continue to bless you from your friends in Maryland, USA. Right here in the studio, I have Daddy Bosco, Uncle Ken, and former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Mark Okraku-Mantey. We've been having a very, very, very sweet conversation. All right, so let's get into the political side of life, yeah. All right, so Uncle Ken, hello.
Notedua.
Yes, Notedua.
Ultimate
Health, yes.
Sent me a message to ask Mark a question. And
okay.
I need to, because Note and Mark, Note says to ask Mark.
Okay.
How come he and his body cock stomachlo have remained as slim as they were when they started Joy FM?
Oh no.
Okay. Mark, do you have an answer to that?
What was the name of his show?
Ultimate Health.
We had been listening to him.
So, all right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Notte, for sending in that question. We're still here talking to Mark Okraku-Mantey. Mark, so just about 4 or 5 months ago, you were the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture. Did it ever occur to you that you will become a minister one day?
Okay. When I start the political conversation, I issue a caveat. I tell the journalists, the writers, to quote me exactly how I say it and what I say. Most of the time, because of trends, they go and turn it upside down. And Kwame, I will call you and we'll fight on the phones, then they go and change it. When it is with multimedia, it's very difficult for me to fight hard because obi am finding sabin kumuncheni fi kwan. So when multimedia does it, it hurts me bad. It's like because you know I can't fight you, you do it. So this one, I've said it on air. Anyone listening to me, especially multimedia, if you go and turn it upside down, just because you want to trend. Because I think that quoting is the easiest thing to do in journalism. Quoting somebody. Listen to me and copying it, writing it. Is this a job? Really?
It is not at all.
At all. But people instead go and write something and say, you said it. And they get paid. Maybe we are old school. Our orientation is different from how they see it now. But I think that if you quote somebody wrongly, then you don't know your job. You should be fired. Because it's easy to quote.
Great.
Yeah. Before I move on again, I cannot pretend that I do not know that Awana is dead.
Yes.
I can't pretend.
Yes.
We go way back. Awana, in my days as a DJ, I used to go and play at a nightclub in Temakoshi. He and Papa Bills, they will be the ones who hold my record bag. And they were looking up to me as champion DJs in town. They wanted to play like me one day. When I became a music producer, he was one of the people who promoted my songs on Adom.
Yeah.
Yes, he would take it and distribute to all the guys for me. Awana comes to me and he will come to my bedroom. That's the relationship we had. And so may he so rest. I know that 1 week he's been celebrated.
Yeah.
I don't know the date, but
we did it last Saturday.
Last
But the
Saturday.
date for the main funeral.
27th
September, yeah.
Okay. So, September.
Yeah.
So we'll all be there to show our last love to DJ Awana. Yes, politics. Whether I knew I was going to be a deputy minister.
Or be a minister one day.
It was my dad who said that to me once at a shop of a relative in East Legon. I saw him sitting there and I went to park. And I went to him and said, Dami who's out here and be chill. And any time, especially getting close to elections, the first question he will ask you, I feel where the Sekufa do benya. I feel where the Sekufa do benya. So when he asked, I said, yeah, I feel where the benya. Then he said that Ekufa do we near Obaye deputy minister.
Wow.
He said it.
And when President Kufadu, he asked me on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, and he was listening to one of these entertainment shows when I went to visit him at 37. He said it on a Saturday. He asked me on a Saturday if Akufo-Addo was going to win this time. And I said yes. Of course, I can't say no. So I said yes. Then he died on a Wednesday, 2016.
Oh.
We lost his vote in December. 7 January 2017, Akufo-Addo is on as a president. First 4 years, I was not a deputy minister. Second 4 years, I was a deputy minister. So I said, it's my father negotiating with God for my positions in heaven.
Yes.
So I don't know how it happened. I don't know how he saw it 5 years earlier. So it was my father who said it first to me. He passed 5 years later, and then I became a deputy minister. But if you ask me myself, I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get the news that you had gotten that appointment? Take us back.
Okay. Again, there are people I need to thank. I want to thank Obi, our own Obi here, Obi of Asempa.
Okay.
He had invited me twice to come and talk about the Creative Art Council and the creative ideas for the manifesto for MPP.
Yeah.
Anytime he gets the flyer out, Mr. Kanansa and his people will call him and cancel it. So one day he called me and said, Minia, why are you not coming for my show? I said, they say I'm a manager. And so already I had plans of leaving multimedia in that same year, 2020. Yes, I wanted to leave. It was Sammy Renchi who asked me to stay for some time. Meanwhile, he left. He didn't even announce to me, and he left me. So, Obi said that, but we hear you even want to leave. I said, yes. He said, yeah, but if you want to leave, again, another person who used, but he didn't say you will be. He said, you are not below the position of a deputy minister if your party comes to power. Obi said that. Then I said, yes. He says, so, Masa, since you want to leave, do what you have to do. Take a decision. Are you doing politics or you are doing your media work? Choose one. But I know that if your party comes to power, you qualify to be a deputy minister one day. Yeah. Obi also said it. I left it there. So I went to Mr. Chum to tell him that I wanted to resign so I can go do my politics full time. I don't need somebody hinting him. He started a conversation with, oh, I thought you were not even around. You were going to campaign. I said, because earlier on, he also didn't want me to campaign. So I was surprised this time. He said, oh, but you, when I employed you, I knew you loved your MPP and your politics. So definitely you go and campaign. And you don't work with any of the channels that discusses politics. So somehow it won't affect your decision. So I couldn't tell him that I wanted to resign. Then I came back. I told my friends around. Sammy Renchi, of course, knew. Kofi Ansan knew. Abu knew. Then I said, okay, since Mr. Chum was giving the green light to go and do my thing, I left. Went to do my run, did my campaign. We went for elections. We won. Then President asked us that our team, we should tell him what we want on paper. So Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, myself, Kojuanchi, some other people.
All right.
Barbara, H.E. Barbara, she became the High Commissioner to Ghana's High Commissioner to Malta.
Okay.
And then we're about 5 or 6. We call ourselves the Caucus. So we met. And then I said my first choice was to be a deputy minister.
You said that?
Yes.
During the meeting?
Yes. So Kwesi Ajiman wrote it. So what's your second choice? I said my second choice would be from a minister, scan around that. You know where I went? Don't laugh at me. From a deputy minister, I went straight to MC.
Oh.
For any district.
Wow.
Any district they will give you.
Wow.
Yeah, decentralization. So, everyone, I wouldn't want to talk about the rest because they know.
This is your story.
My story, yes.
Yes.
So, Kwesi Ajiman was the one who said that. Now also was DMP, no. This is the almost 20 year old. So, Kwesi was a good move. Kwesi said, look, most of these DCs, by the time they go through 3 years, they've offended the people.
Yeah.
But I thought that DC could make you popular instead.
Mm-hmm.
But I listened to Kwesi. Kwesi said, okay, you mean all right for you, DC, second option. So everyone, they wrote yes. So the document, the paper went through the entire. Our own Denta is the one who took the paper to London.
Okay.
President Kufuor went to London right after the elections, if you remember, to rest.
That's right.
Apparently, that was where he was going to take some of the decisions.
Away from the pressure.
Correct. So Denta told someone that when she took the document to Asenso, which is the MP for Bantama, Asenso Wachi.
Yeah.
Asenso took the paper and said, as for Mark, where I see his name, the old man has written that already.
Your name had been written already.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
The old man himself has not told me yet. So for now, it is what I heard.
So those who are writing, they should write the right thing.
But that's what I heard. So, yes, they should write the right thing. Yes. So, I'm just there, and the feeling is not good. It's a good feeling. At the same time, it can be depressive. Because, one moment you hear that you are the one. Another time you hear that, the man has a change of mind. They say they want to take Obo. You know, Obo also had some people be around who you see this list.
We had his name small.
Then they had this list that occasionally it will come out.
Yes.
You see your name somewhere. Before you see the next one will come. Your name is not there. It's
Yes.
what's name. Sometimes I'm sure some of our friends also edit it and put some
Agenda.
names there. Agenda. And we were not lucky. Ours lasted for about 6 months. If you remember.
Yes.
Our list came out somewhere in June.
Yeah.
So you can imagine from December to June. Yes, no, yes, no. Somebody will call you, oh Charlie, I hear you are safe. And that person, oh no, you are not safe. And so one person who used to also tell me that Charlie, you are safe was my brother, my boss, Japan Mesa.
Okay.
Because at the time he was also lobbying for the deputy energy. So when he gets information, he will step on my toe and all of that. And then another brother, Jerry Shaib.
Okay.
He will also get information. Say, Charlie, are you talking to this person? Are you talking to that person? You know, it's a good feeling. Sometimes it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
Anxiety and all of that. So for the 6 months, we managed to survive.
Yeah.
And then one day, someone calls me and said that. But occasionally, you will get a call from Eugene. Eugene will call you and say, Aminia, Ufi Kroben, so you know when they are sharing the positions, the law says
lot of
you should have
things,
regional
yeah. So
and all
the
of
balance
that,
and all
yeah.
that.
Eugene will call you and say, your qualification, can I have your CV? But he himself noticed that I was getting G3, I was nervous. And so one day I remember he said, so finally we got there. And then
So who gave you that call to officially inform you of the appointment?
Who? I remember, okay, on 25th January, my birthday,
Yeah.
Akwesajman called and said, Honorable Awa wanted to meet all the people who worked under his ministry. At the
Right.
time, he knew he was going to be the minister.
Yeah.
But the moment we got there, he said, who is Okraku-Mantey amongst you? So he gave me a clue. Why was he asking of me? Because that was my first time. So after he was established that, how old are you? I mentioned my age. I said I was 46 or something. So yeah.
Then.
No, from
Then.
now, I don't remember the particular age that I mentioned that day. Because that day was my birthday.
Okay. 2021.
Yes. So you
January.
can subtract.
20,
Yes.
25th
Yeah,
January.
so I said that, I mentioned my age. He said, this young, at the time, people didn't know I even had grey. Because I used to shave. So he said, okay. After that, I think he noticed that he had given us a clue. So he neutralized it by, who is that person? So what's your name?
You get you confused.
Correct. Who gave the news to? I think it was the same Honorable Awa who said,
Okay.
a week to time and said, Mr. President had called me. He's asked me about how I felt about your appointment.
Okay.
Because I'd been doing some underground stuff with him in the past month. And he said he was fine. So I gave him my word that he was fine with me. And so, Mr. President, everything going well, you'll be called by next week or something.
Wow.
Then we received a call and said I should come to Jubilee House on this day, that day, for a meeting.
All right.
But they didn't tell me what the meeting was about.
Good.
So I went to meet a lot of people.
A whole panel.
Yes, a lot of people.
Wow.
A lot of people who became deputy ministers.
Wow.
Yes. So we will be called one by one. The old man say, next. You are next. So I went and Mr. President said that. This is the first time I'm going to tell you guys this. He said that there's a lot of buzz around my appointment. And it's like it's the highest he's received. Around that time. So he knows that a lot of people have confidence in me.
Yeah.
And he knows I can do the job. So I also gave him my word. And for me, my orientation is that you are a follower to your leader. Your job is to make sure that you support your follower, your leader succeed. Just like the law, the Constitution says.
Yeah.
So I gave him my word that I'll give my boss the necessary support. So that, and that is why, no matter what, my job was to work for President Akufo-Addo for the 4 years, not to bring anything that will bring his reputation down. So even if you said anything worse about me, I wasn't going to respond. Anything that will make Akufo-Addo look good was my
Great.
job. Yeah.
Did your Uncle Ken, I'll come to you, please. Did your perception about leadership and governance change after you assumed office?
My perception.
Maybe before you got into leadership, into governance, into political office, did you have a certain perception that changed when you got in proper?
Okay. So I'm sure you want to ask about my perception about public office.
Yes.
Okay. I actually did my master's in leadership and governance.
Great.
So I had the opportunity to hear from. I think that one Mr. Pesa White.
Okay.
He's one of the NDC big boys. He came to lecture us once. Even a Fiapukua, my sister Fiapukua, came to talk to us once in class.
Good.
And so I had somehow, don't forget that I'm also a media person.
Great.
So I saw ex-President Kufuor coming to argue on Joy FM. Recently, I hear another big brother has also passed. Honorable Sampi Yale.
Yeah.
For those of you who do not know, Sampi Yale was one of the people who made Crossfire big on Joy FM.
On Joy FM.
You know, I've heard from some of these people, so especially when you heard that President Kufuor says that when you are away, what you see is not what you see when you enter.
Yeah.
So I've listened to great people in politics say some of these things. So I went with my mind prepared that it's definitely not going to be like what I perceived. I went with some open mind. Let's not forget, I worked under that ministry for 4 years before I became a deputy
the council,
minister.
during the Creative Art Council.
I worked under Honorable Katrina Fiku,
Yeah.
Honorable Ziblim, Honorable Babrotin Jesse.
Yeah.
So if I say that I didn't know about the environment, I knew that some of the public workers, Divine for culture, Josephine for culture, I knew Tamaklo for tourism, the GTA people, Mr. Nsia, Samson. I knew all of them before I became a deputy minister. Akwesi Ajman or who? Akwesi Ajman is a brother. So somehow it was coming back to home, the house, home.
Good.
So I did not see anything wild that I didn't expect or something. Yeah.
Were there things that you wished during that 3.5 year period you wished you could have achieved that you didn't or you couldn't?
Was to finish the amphitheaters. Yes. It was to finish the amphitheaters because we would have added that to President Akufo-Addo's CV. Yes, it is still his CV because he built it. Even as we exit, he got the budget. The money is there to finish. So it is still President Akufo-Addo's achievements. But I would have loved to finish for him to open, launch, commission in his name, like President Rawlings did to the National Theatre.
Yeah.
You know,
what's prevented you from doing that?
I think that it's budget issues, and again, that's why I'm happy that Honorable Jifa Gomashi is the one in charge for.
Yeah,
things would have been different if I were to be in the seat of the main minister.
If you were the main minister,
yes,
things would have changed, or things would
have
change.
Been different.
Different.
Yes.
So, are you saying that if you were the minister, you would have expedited the construction of these amphitheaters?
Because you see, the job of a follower, this is where my school comes in.
Yeah.
The job of a follower is to also manage your leader, which is your boss. What he believes in, you also believe in it. My job is to convince him, persuade him, talk him into seeing the amphitheater concept. The love for it will not be the same as the one who midwifed the concept. So if it was my baby direct with the one taking decisions for money, this money should go there, that money should go there, maybe the amphitheater would have come before some of the other projects. But because it is, I do not call the shots, I do not take the decisions. It says take the budget here, take that one there, take that one there. Maybe that is why we couldn't finish. But maybe Honorable Jifa Gomashi, you know his creative art bias.
Yeah.
When she has budget, things will be done differently because of her creative art background.
Did you ever have, let's say, a misunderstanding with your boss regarding where to place priorities?
Never.
Okay.
It won't happen. Like I told you, my job is to follow. And now you see that sometimes people even said that anytime I went for interviews, it was all about my boss or my bosses.
Yeah.
That is my orientation.
Mm-hmm.
My orientation is that you don't compete with your boss.
True.
You croponio. That's my orientation. I could even be dying. I'll keep quiet and watch you. Look, there was a day that multimedia.
Yeah.
One of the meetings. That was the day my soul left this organization. Why? Because of what I said. I see your face change.
Yeah.
Why? Yes. One of the meetings, Abu, you can talk to Abu. Abu had to hold me in my hand and said, don't move. Because he noticed I was going to walk out. Because I was defending my man and the Dusty in a meeting.
Okay.
And one young man didn't agree with me. And I was gagged not to speak. I will not mention the person's name. But Kwame, my boss again, did well and said, no, I think that we should allow Mark to also speak. And the other person said, no, you shouldn't speak. So I was just about exiting so that I'll not offend anybody. So when I left, that's why earlier on I told you that Samiri and she told me to stay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to leave anyway. So I will not bandy words with my boss.
Great.
I will not fight you. I didn't come for nobody forced me to come and take the job. I didn't accept the job under duress. The best thing you could do is to exit beautifully. So you could always come back and have interviews on Joy FM. Like I'm doing.
Awesome.
You know. Yeah. That is my style.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during the amphitheater era, I'm so interested in that story because I wanted to see the theaters built, actually. 5 of them, right? Tema, Takoradi, Tamale,
yes.
Kumasi, Accra.
Yes.
Okay. And let me make that reference again to David Akweche's interview you had on Love FM when you mentioned that you had allocated $500,000 for each of these. About $500,000.
About, yeah.
So roughly the 5 would be 2.5 million. And then during our debates, I remember you said that the money did not suffice, so you needed extra money. How much did you get in addition? Because when you came on that interview with Anidos, you mentioned you had gotten new.
Yeah. Actually, on paper before I left, it was supposed to be around 700,000 USD for one.
Okay.
But
for each of them?
For each. But I know it could change with this new leadership, not because of the human beings who have taken over, but you all know how erratic our prices have become lately.
Great.
Inflation and our deflation and all of that. For some time, it's not just Ghana. I mean, around the world, if you traveled, you go and sleep in some almost cubicle hotel, and the hotel is $150. That's how we find the world now. And so it could change depending on the prices now.
Now. Okay, so I know that you had started with Kumasi Amphitheater. I visited Accra one. Are there other places that you started building? I know of these 2.
I think that now I'm not in office.
Before you exited.
Yes.
Before you exited.
Yes.
Were
there
places that you...
Takoradi has started. Land for Tamale secured. But I know that you want to change some of the venues.
Okay.
I have Grapevine tells me that the new leaders want to make some changes with the venues. No problem. It's all made in Ghana, provided there's a market that will use the venue. That's the most important thing.
Would you be disappointed if the new government did not continue with some of them?
Some.
Because I know some of them are already at the high level, like the Accra one, for example.
Yeah. Oh, I know that per the last conversation that I had with some of them, they have to finish because it's a World Bank project.
So
you cannot go and change it.
Great.
Contracts have already been given. So you pay judgment debts if you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not sure they will change it.
Which of the agencies under the ministry during your time did you think had the biggest problems? We have 13 agencies under the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. Which of them did you think had the biggest problems then?
if you ask me problems,
challenges.
Okay, challenges. It is the unit that I think we should give attention to, per what I saw.
Yeah.
That the whole country looks at it at the least point. It is the school, the tourism school.
The hot cut?
Yes. One, I'm saying so because the tourism school, it's a revenue-making school. If we handle it well, it will give government money. Again, it will go a long way to help hotels. KSM called me and said anytime he had recruited people from that school, they do better with the hotel services than the ordinary people he employs. Yeah, you can talk to him and ask him. Yeah. I didn't even know that KSM was into hotel business until he called me and said he wanted some number for someone because he wanted to recruit people from that school.
Wow.
They are not well resourced.
Yeah, he runs a joint up the mountains.
That's how I got to know.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. So it tells you that, one, my father took me to cantonment. I saw Morning Star. Morning Star is still in existence. It's doing well. Christ the King is still doing well.
Yeah.
I attended that too. She's still doing well. So what will make Hot Cat not do well? Tourism school. And we can make it big and make it the biggest in West Africa. It can give us foreign exchange as students come in. And you know when they come in as students, expats, they pay more than Ghanaians. So that's the direction I see Hot Cat. So if this new government sees it from that angle, we'll give Ghana money. The customer service that we find in the hotels that we don't like, that school can make it better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it will go a long way to affect the whole tourism value chain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me move to the Creative Art Agency because it was one area that people had concerns about, especially with regards to the fact that it didn't have a board for a long time. Could you explain to us why, for that period, there wasn't a board set for Creative Art Agency then?
Okay. Are you talking about just the board or the whole setup?
So in 2020 December, the act was established 1048, right? 2020 December.
I think your AC is too cold.
It's too cold there.
Yeah.
Okay. And the governing body.
I didn't stay in UK. Uncle Ken, I think it's normal to Uncle Ken.
It's normal to Uncle Ken.
No. Go home.
So
It's too cold.
So the governing body, according to the Act 1048, is supposed to be the board, which has executive secretary as member of the board, the governing body. But we had an executive secretary. We didn't have a governing board for that period, and people were concerned about it during that time.
Yeah.
What could have been the reason for that,
Okay.
for the absence of the board?
Okay. You know, budgets are planned spending. And so they are done a year before. So in the first place, the year that we got the law, budget for the forthcoming year or the subsequent year, which is 2021, had been done already. And in the state governance system, you cannot recruit if you don't have clearance from the finance ministry. So if you had your law in December 2020, it means that 2021 you're out. You can only do paper work.
Okay.
And then in 2021, they can put you in a system for 2022.
Okay.
If you remember, it was 2022 that they said no recruitment because of the economic challenges. So 2022 into 2023, they asked us to recruit. Then you can put, because you put a board together that doesn't have workers, what is the board going to do? So 2023, we put everything together, paperwork, everything, make a presentation. We made a presentation to the finance ministry. We delayed. And if the financial year ends, everything goes back. You start afresh. So public commission. So that was what Miss Julieta Asante came to say, that she had money in her account and by December it had been cleared or something. That's how it works.
Yeah. I got that understanding from somebody from government. So
yeah, in December, case closed. You start afresh. So in 2023, we missed the bus. You had to start again, afresh, to get everything done in 2024.
The delay was from whose side?
It was not from anyone's side. It was just a system that must work. That's why sometimes they say the laws are good, but sometimes the laws also delay. That's why sometimes you hear people who passionate leaders, they go for soul sourcing. Instead of going through bidding, PPA, the processes of government, state governance, they are long and cumbersome sometimes.
So please, is that why on 18th December, but I saw a circular, if you like, from the acting director of Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, in the person of Otto Langbani, 18th December. HR. Okay, yes. HR. He wrote that and copied Divine Owusu-Ansah, who's acting director of Art and Culture, informing him of 13 people who had been recruited, and they were to start work on 23rd December 2024.
Because he didn't want to run away, or he wants to run away from the end of year cut again. Because Otto had struggled with the recruitment for years. So this time, now that we have the people, let's not miss this one too. That's why, but the political environment,
that was the interpretation anyway. People were like, oh, because
our people. No. So you watch, you will notice that till now, they don't have workers.
The people that you presented have not been employed?
Because I heard new leadership said everything should be reversed.
Okay.
So you are starting afresh. But the creative art agency doesn't have workers. But if you had accepted this one, somehow, by this time, the agency would have been vibrant and driving. But because they said that it should be reversed, Otto, he's just there to take instructions for the ministers. So everything starts afresh again. So somehow, Otto will start the thing, what we went through, he started again.
Okay, let me ask this question. It is one that is bugging a lot of people. Was Jan Nkrumah Akufo-Addo officially appointed as Executive Secretary of the Creative Art Agency? Acting Executive Secretary.
Yes, because somehow in the Creative Art Council days, in the hierarchy, she took over from me when I wasn't around.
Yeah, the council days.
Yes, council days. So when I got elevated as a deputy minister, automatic, she took over and acted till we left.
But please, during the council time, there was no act. An act was put in place December 2020, which meant that now we could have a substantive executive secretary and other people to work with. Why was there not an official appointment? Why was it an automatic takeover?
Okay, you see, when you do the official appointment to do what? To manage which people? So we were waiting to have the Public Service Commission one with workers, with boards. Then she can come in full time as 100% lead and not acting. But for now, even if you make the substantive, leading which team, which board is she working with?
So is it right for the people who tag her as an illegal executive secretary? Is it right for them to tag her as that?
I think that sometimes the creative industry...
Focal people.
The creative industry, we worry too much over some things that, if you ask me, are not very important. Maybe because of my business orientation, I look out for what brings results and not what brings talkability. As media men, you enjoy talkability in the name of trend. Instead of looking at, is this killing something? Is this bringing results? My boss, Mr. Chumo, will ask you, is it bringing results? Period. What does that take from the creative person? Creativity. What does that take from the creative art agency? Does that give you money or it reduces what you get? Does that grow the industry or... Because so, just like when I was made a creative arts council president, they said I was illegal.
Yes.
Somebody must fill the space and work in the meantime. I remember Uncle Ken even mentioned that here in this same studio and said, somebody has sacrificed to do this for you. He's not taking salary. And all you do is to bash him.
When you were the president for the Creative Arts Council.
That one too is a problem for the creative industry. But today, out of that job that we did, today you have the law. Today you can talk about an agency. Today you're asking questions about the agency. By the time that some of us were sacrificing to do that job, what did the industry do? It's an illegality. Hey, law.
Yes. Okay. Let me bring in Uncle Ken and the Bosco now. Then I ask my last question before we go. So now, Uncle Ken, let me start with you.
Okay. Halfway through, I wanted to interject.
Yes, you can do that now.
Mark a question.
Yes, please. Yeah.
The issue I wanted to talk about was the fact that I was there one day when Mark called me.
Okay.
And I want him to authenticate this. Mark called me and he said to me, Uncle Ken, Marty said, who say, umpese, wamame, deputy minister post to know. And I said, oh, Mark, where did you hear this from?
I remember.
And he said, oh, Obi no friend make a me say, well, Showbiz A to Z. Musho no. O can I say that be? Oh, the womb preso say, what by me? Let me say, oh, Mark, that's a barefaced lie. And a lot of people, if you ask me, because what I said at the time was people should manage their expectations of why they were clamoring for Okraku-Mantey to be a deputy minister. Because, like you said yourself afterwards, the deputy minister's post was one that had to just go along with his minister's position on issues. I'm not surprised. Say, I was proven right. Because the rest of the public kept going on at Mark. And Mark is one of us, and he's been appointed into the position, and he has not been able to do A, B, C, D, E, blah, 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is, like he said, the situation with governance is such that you cannot just go and as a deputy minister and put your expectations ahead of your ministers or the party's manifesto or whatever it is. As far as I'm concerned, Mark has been honest. I just hope that this issue, like he has just said, Jifa has been a deputy minister before. She had her own issues as deputy minister, and that was out there in the open. Yeah. It was out there in the open. Now she's minister. Yeah. So like Mark is saying, she now has the propensity to do what she thinks is right for the industry. And we hope she does well. That's all.
Yeah. That call, I remember Uncle Ken said, oh, Mark, Missy, you know he will speak as a crap him. Missy, well now what I call on is a creative art council and you were so good with your creative art council thing and the way you had passion. So when you leave, how I remember that was the answer you
gave. Oh yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me get to Buffalo, Daddy Bosco. Any
Why
comments?
do you call him? What do you call him?
I heard that. Daddy Bosco, please.
No, this is the first time I'm hearing that name.
Daddy Bosco, please say it to him.
Yeah, actually, I use that name from time to time. Some of my friends, Buffalo.
But
some of my friends started saying that, you today, you are in South Africa, tomorrow you are in Ethiopia, next day you are in London. So Buffalo.
But Kwame was not saying it well.
I said Buffalo. No. Find a way more, Daddy Bosco.
Okay, so what I will say about the Honorable Mark Okraku-Mantey is that when he was made the deputy minister, a lot of people had huge expectations. And this is from the background of, and I used to call him the Simon Cowell of Ghana. Yeah. In his mentor days and things, he had the Simon Cowell character. Telling you as it is. So people expected that same character to go into governance. where he would be that assertive person pushing envelope and thing. But like he said, the role of a deputy minister is like a vice chairman. Unless chairman is not there. Chairman there, Charlie, nobody will call you safe. Yeah, seriously. So he's gone into the deep end of the sea and he's come out. And what I'm looking forward to is people joke that MPP won't come back for the next 20 years.
You think they joke?
It was said about the NDC as well.
Correct.
It's always been like that.
This same
So why do you think
Okay,
people...
let's not go there. That was
the
going
point
to
I'm
continue.
making is that just like G1st had an opportunity to be a minister and call shots now, I believe that maybe by the grace of God, if the 20 years or whatever years it takes for MPP to come back. No, I'm serious because you see, I followed, like Ken said, people don't know that side of me, but I'm a trained, I'm not trained like GIG, but I'm trained
The experience.
at the feet of the Cabral, Blair,
The experience you have.
And
is
so,
immense.
as a political student, no elections has been lost by this margin. So it's like you're in a hole. You have to come to ground level before you pivot forward.
Yeah.
But I'm optimistic that if my brother ever has the opportunity to be a minister or a leader of our space, I'm sure he'll do very well. Because you see, and I tell people, he's like a Jifa. Jifa joined this trade as somebody following the big people.
Yeah.
Before she got the chance to even go on stage and do all those things. That's what my brother has done. And I tell you, because Groove FM, because me those days I was in my 30s, so I was pretty much mature. And I remember him. And when we are conversing, the way they talk about him, because he was with Albert at Bam Tavern. So having risen through the ranks, from being a presenter to a music producer, and I clearly remember those days because most people don't know my relationship with Kenya. Back in the day, when Kenya comes to Accra, he will look for me. You understand? So I've known him from a distance, and I've seen what he's done with his life. So given the opportunity again to lead the space, I believe he'll do marvelously well. You know, because he's sat back and he's seen what his leaders were doing and maybe doing. And I like him, he's a loyalist. So he won't sit here and say, Charlie Fene, and I didn't like it. But I'm 100% positive that he would be a different leader. For instance, some of the things I told him but he forgot was that even when he was president of the Creative Arts Council, have quarterly engagements with the people. You see, human beings, sometimes if I'm telling you something and you are not even acting on it, but I think you're listening to me, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
And having the opportunity here, I will say it in his face that, brother, I think that's one of the things that those are one of the spaces where you drop the ball. Because you were one of us. It was easy for you to bring us along, even just calling us quarterly at Attic and sitting down and talking. You know, that alone would have changed a lot of things. And I'm saying this to the guys who've been put in leadership positions, because you see today we are sitting here, excuse me, it's nobody. It's like Baumia, who is now nobody. Good. My guys, KOD,
Rexoma,
Beku Santana,
Kafu,
all these guys,
yeah,
they should be mindful not to
alienate.
Yes.
Thank you.
They need to have quarterly engagements. Otherwise, you see, 4 years in Chebao. And that for me is the advice. People should learn from, because Mark was a star in the space. But when they put him in the political box, he was limited. And I beg my brothers.
He said box.
Yeah, it's a political box.
So he was boxed.
He said that place, look, when he was a producer, he could do anything. He can get inspiration today and do it. In those places, there's a bureaucracy and things. Right. So I'm praying our brothers who are now in leadership to draw on these experiences so that they're able to carry the industry with them. Otherwise, what will happen is in a year's time, the disaffection and the levels of disenchantment that we'll witness in this place. I'm a prophet of doom, but I'm saying I'm 62 years, and I tell my friends,
Are you?
yes, sir.
Wow.
I tell my friends that no longer will I keep quiet. That's it. So some of us have to talk. So as some of these younger guys who have had opportunity will not come and say, I wish I had known.
Yeah.
You know, power is transient and power is intoxicating. And when you are intoxicated, you act. And also washes, you know. But I like to put it on record that Mark Okraku-Mantey, the honorable, and you know me, my mother and father,
They say he's not honorable.
Hey, Masa, we the training we were giving. Once somebody has been made your,
you go take him up.
Look, from the day they made him minister, ask him. I can't call him Mark. That's not how I'm trained. Honorable.
Maybe I'll call him Mark.
Where I was trained a Catholic, and that training we got to know. Once somebody is made your senior, whether you grow past him or not, you have to. But I tell him that he needs to tell his story.
Great.
You either need to do a movie, your life as a movie. It will be one of the biggest hits. Somebody who started as a DJ and became a minister. Asa, it's only in Madagascar that it happens.
Somebody started as a cowboy and became a president.
Madagascar and Ukraine.
Thank you. And I also think that you should write. Personally, I'm available to be your ghost writer.
Great.
Because I've done a book.
Very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually have a book now on Amazon, Conversations on. You remember the interview?
Awesome.
We can't do you where we write a book.
Yeah.
It's available on Amazon. Honorable, I beg you, write your story so that people can learn from it and be motivated. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Daddy Bosco. Mark, before you come in, so before you respond to them, let me ask this question so you tie that in. There is an issue that came up a few weeks or months ago about Juliet Asante talking about her challenges as NFA Executive Secretary. If you have reactions to that, she mentioned car, she didn't have an office space, and a number of other things. So you respond to Uncle Ken and Daddy Bosco, and you tie that in for me. Thank you.
Okay, for Uncle Ken, I think I even responded and said that. Yeah. So Uncle Ken.
Yes. Yeah.
So that Daddy Bosco's side. This year we are putting my hits documentary together.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, strictly on my songs, just the songs.
Okay.
The next year I'll do myself.
Right.
Because my daughters, I am sure, in the next 10 years, they will even struggle to tell my story.
Yeah.
My own children.
Yeah.
That's true. They only know me as a politician.
Yes.
Yeah. But this other side of me cannot be hidden.
What about your media side too? Because that story should be told.
Yes, when I do my full documentary, my media will be part. It will be the music, the media, the theater, everything. Everything with them. Yeah. But this year it is strictly my music. Because a lot of people do not even know the songs I produce. Yeah. I was writing today. I've gotten to 70 something popular songs. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So that the domestic executive officers will not take away my title honorable. Because the funny thing is that ministers don't actually like honorable. You know why? Ministers have come to notice that almost everyone in politics or everyone people respect around, they call them honorable.
Yeah.
But they know that when they call you a minister, it's just a few.
Yes.
Okay.
That's unique.
Yes.
So that sets you apart from the others.
Yes, amongst ourselves, we call ourselves minister.
Okay.
We don't call ourselves honorable.
Yeah.
Because that's for honorable. Yes,
the assemblyman.
The honorables were elected by the people.
Good.
So
good.
That's the difference.
Buffalo. Thank you for your advice. And I'm happy you are advising those who have gotten positions now. Unfortunately, my memory, maybe because I'm aging, but God has been good to me like He's done to Uncle Ken. I still remember a lot.
Why do you bring me into this?
Because for your age, you are very
good.
sharp.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's very, very sharp.
Yes. I remember this chair here. They asked Kofi Ochidako, which position are you looking for? Hey, Kwame Dadzie.
He was sitting there.
And Kofi Ochidako said he's not doing this thing.
Maybe he didn't know then. Maybe he wasn't interested then.
Yo. I'm opposition. Let's get ready for me. You know me. Look, another one. Why is Abeku Santana going on air? Taking public office and he's still working at OKFM. And you guys, yes. Yes.
Oh, I see.
Look, you guys are quiet. Near Fedor. Abeku Santana works for Ghana Tourism Authority public office, and he's using office hours to work at OKF.
He still goes on air?
Yes.
I didn't know.
It's not acceptable. It is not. Public commission laws, I've not seen this, but like me, my own in the constitution, a minister, you cannot use office hours to do any other job.
Actually, what he should be doing is hosting like a weekly show.
On maybe tourism.
Show pro bono.
Maybe tourism, art and culture, something.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my people
Yes.
who have taken the positions, congrats to all of them.
Yeah.
I tell my MP people that when they were bashing us, I kept telling my MP people that the media today is not as neutral as they make us feel. You see media people who are taking positions. You see? But when they were on, they said they were neutral. Yes. I know somebody who said Kojo Ponkroma. But Honorable Ponkroma left Joy FM for years. Stayed at home, did his private business before he showed his face for politics. But today, you see people who just leave media house, they are taking positions. It's a topic for another day.
I think we should meet again next
That's
week.
what I say, it's a topic for another day.
Maybe next week we can
Because
come.
I came here today, that's what he told me. What he asked me to come and do today, I've not done
No,
it.
the airtime is there from now to December.
Uncle Ken was talking about Joy FM 30 years. Next one, I should come next week.
Yes. Let's continue
Are we
next
on?
week. We're on.
Don't even the Jota Santi question, I have not answered.
It's a whole.
Yes.
Yes.
But-
Yeah. We've not even asked one page.
Okay,
of
but
the-
you see, okay, since I'm coming next week,
Yes.
I have people I had to thank. But
Yes.
if you have to come next week, I'll come and
Yes,
thank them.
next week.
Okay, I'll
All
come
right.
and thank some people next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark Okraku-Mantey, former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Culture. Uncle Ken, to you, Daddy Bosco as well. A big thank you to my producer, Philip Nye, Anita Tay, Olivier Fagnan, for helping the show today. My name is Kwame Dadzie. We are back same time next week. A big shout to our sponsors, MTN and Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. See you next week. This is Sikaba, Lord Kenya.